Oh, hi, you guys, and welcome to another day of D&D. Today we are running through another one of my short games. We'll see what happens. Should be interesting. If you guys want to come and take part in D&D, in the D&Ds, then you are going to need these links. First of all, there's the Discord. That is the Discord. That's legit. That's true. But here are the other links as well. Discord for artwork and talking about D&D and all the other amazing things that we do D&D wise. Twitter, send me a message, send me a DM on Twitter, and I will get you in a game. We have a diary here. We are currently full up until July, except for a few days in the middle. For example, I think I have spaces coming up soon. So send me a message, and I can get you a space in the books. I think Scrackers might make a good villain and superhero movie. Possible. I will kill them all. What else have we got? Oh yeah, and YouTube. YouTube, I am catching up with the videos. I am doing well. I'm going strong. I'm catching up with all the videos. So check out YouTube for the past broadcasts that we have performed. If you are here and you're a long-term supporter and you want to carry on supporting the show, there is the Patreon. If you want something to show for your support, there's the merch. You guys head over there, and all of your donations do count towards things in stream. There is a donations tab below the stream where you can see how your donations affect it. We don't just take monetary donations. If you are watching the stream from a Chrome or from an Android or whatever, and you're building up Scrattish pounds, those Scrattish pounds can also be used to influence the game. So yeah. Please do. We love the influence. It keeps things fresh. I think without much further ado, we'll go and grab the gas. So let's go and get them. Guys, you are live. Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
So, today you have been called upon by a young, well, not a young farmer, an old farmer couple, who have asked you to come and help them with their flock. I guess you guys would be approaching the farmhouse. It's an old, rickety building. So let's go round and introduce the characters. First of all, welcome Alice.
Hello. I am playing Teely Talbot. I'm bringing her over to this session. She is a small, dinky little halfling. She has a mass of blonde, curly, sort of knotted hair, which she just ties up at the back. She is cute, bubbly, and currently traveling around trying to experience life, write them all down in a little book to later sell her Teely's travel guide to any passers-by at the point. And I'm assuming she's going up to the farm literally just to meet more people and experience new things.
Fantastic. So Teely, an old character. Next up, we have Nairi. Welcome, Nairi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm playing Danny, who is kind of like an average height, average build lady, human. She's got also blonde hair, but really short and cut close, kind of like a pixie cut, and she's got fair skin, full of freckles, and she's the kind of person who is all about the underdog. She stands up for people who can't stand up for themselves, and she goes around and tries to help as much as she can. She's really good at heart and really kind. At least she tries to be. You know, she's also very awkward. So this is going to be really fun.
that sounds perfect though. That sounds perfect. Like someone who looks after the underdogs. Perfect. Last but most certainly not least, Nilgil.
Hey there. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hi there. My character is Demetrius. He's a roguish type character. He's out for himself, but he likes to steal from the rich and give some back to the poor. Not too much, but just some.
Okay. Yeah, that seems familiar from somewhere. I'm not quite sure where.
He's the brother of. He's brother of another character I had a while back called Lysander.
Oh, Lysander, not like Robin Rood or something like that. Or
No.
don't know where that name came from. Okay, so as you guys are approaching the farmhouse, you see the curtains twitch, and like the barn-style door opens up, and a little old woman sort of like leans out, "Are you the adventurers?"
And Teely's like, hello, and just waves.
Oh, they're here. I'll get the kettle on. John, they're here. And she hobbles out the back.
Teely looks around and is like, oh, tea, and sort of picks up her pace and runs towards the door.
Why not? Let's go.
As you get closer to the door, there is a man coming down. He's wiping his head. Welcome to my farmhouse. Let's go through to the living room where we can sit and discuss my little predicament.
Okay.
I don't know why I've gone for my noble voice for this farmer, but this noble voice is well spoken.
Noble farmer.
Yeah, this farmer's well spoken. Yes, come through. She'll, Mary will be along with tea and cakes shortly, I'm sure.
Okay, Teely walks in and just, if there's a stool or a fairly comfy looking chair, she's quite small, so she'll sort of look at it and then try and bump herself up onto it, her legs swinging like underneath.
Chintz everywhere.
Comfy armchair for me then, please.
Yeah, Danny's gonna try and attempt to look cool, propped up against the wall, but she's gonna slip a little and then just take a seat like a normal person.
So it all started 2 days ago. One of our lambs went missing, and our dear son, Jonathan Jr., he went to go and retrieve it, but he has not returned. And this was 2 nights ago. Now I'm sick with worry.
Teely pulls like a sketchbook out the back and just pulls out like a quilt. So what does he look like?
He's got blonde, tousled blue hair, much like you there. And he gestures towards Danny. Similar color, messy, but good-looking messy. Not like I've done it again, haven't I?
Like hobo messy.
Well, she said it, not me. He generally wears dungarees, much like I am. He's got a strong jaw.
Is he a smaller version of you?
I suppose you could say he's a younger version of me.
Okay.
What about size, height, that sort of thing? Does he stand up straight? Is he lanky? Does he fight? Does he do I don't know.
He does stand tall. I'm not sure how tall he was when last we measured him, and he goes and looks over at like a door chart where there's like pen marks on the thing, and he just goes, it's about I don't know how long ago this was, but about here. And he's pointing to just like roughly where his height is. So about 5-6 feet.
When he went looking for the sheep, was he armed at all?
No, he just went to go and retrieve the sheep. He assumed it got stuck in the swamp up the back of the farm.
Okay. I was just wondering if he had any form of defense at all.
Well, I mean, we never really have any problems out here.
Okay.
Which direction did he go?
Well, he started to look. He went north, off the edge of the field into the swamps, and went that way.
So you want us to find both the lamb and your son?
Well, the lamb would be a bonus at this stage.
Okay.
And at this point, Mary comes in. She's like, "Oh, I've got all the tea!" And she comes and puts it down on the table, and there's like tea and like little like squares of like sponge.
Or flake fancies. Or...
Yeah, flake fancies. Oh, my favourite. And like TV just like reaches over and takes a cake.
Danny too.
Oh, we're ever so appreciative of you coming to come and find our dear Johnny.
Okay, well, so 2 days ago you went missing. What time of day is it now?
It's probably getting to around mid-morning.
Okay. Well, these cakes have been really nice, but I think we should probably start looking for him now.
Oh, it's very much appreciated.
That's okay. Are you ready, guys? And like Tilly starts putting some more cakes like in a bag that she's sort of taking with her, and sort of necks a little cup of tea.
Yeah, Danny's basically doing that, like trying to, and realizing that they have to leave very soon. She's just like drinking and burning her tongue, like ow, 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 ow.
I'm just making my way to.
Well, a bit like Tilly sort of jumps off the chair and slings her rucksack over. Is that? I'm sure we'll be back soon. And she heads for the door.
Okay, so the door does indeed lead to a regular field, the sort of field that you would keep sheep in, grass, fence, and then it backs onto the swamp.
Is that off to the north? Where? Okay.
Okay. I'll turn to the farmer. Ask him if he can keep a fire going in the fireplace, but one that gives off plenty of smoke.
Wet logs, got it.
Okay, thanks. Because it'll be easier to gauge where the farm is from the swamp.
Yes, I'm sure I can work something out. I don't think the chimney's blocked. Should be fine.
Come back and there'd be two dead from carbon monoxide.
I just went straight to Star Wars. Anyway, Teely is just like, okay, like wiping crumbs, like, bye, like, and she sort of starts heading towards the swamp.
And the farmer just sort of like grabs his dungarees, like, good luck.
I love him.
I get halfway across the field and realize I've taken one of their cups.
We'll need it to scoop out the. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
It's a cup.
It's a nice cup.
It's a chintz cup.
Okay, Teely is like marching towards this swamp, like on a mission, literally on a mission.
Yeah, I'll stay all the way at the back because I need the distance, but I'm keeping an eye out as we're moving.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yep, you're approaching this swampy. It's sort of like treed with undergrowth, but you can see gloop. If any of you are familiar with swamp, you'll see. You'll probably be able to pick out places where you can stand safely, but it does get gloopy pretty quick back there.
And I'm just like trying to lift my little feet up out of this gloop and not stay in one spot too long as I keep going. There aren't like swamp creatures or anything in here that you guys might know about. Like she's sort of twitching at the noises around her.
I have no idea. No, I don't know.
Maybe we'll just keep an eye out then. And she picks up a stick that she's just sort of poking the ground with to see if it's solid wherever she stands.
We're still hoping that we don't go across anything too bad. I mean, we can totally take care of anything that comes across our way. We got this.
As we entered the swamp, could we see obvious footprints in the mud?
No. This will be the first challenge, is trying to track through the swamp.
Can I try and keep an eye out for that, actually? Like, see if I can see any sort of signs of, I guess, disturbance on the ground?
Okay, sure. Why don't we have some survival rolls from those of you that would like to check?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, God. Nat
Well-
1. First roll is a nat 1.
welcome raiders. We've only just got started. Thank you, Arable Place, for that raid. We are just entering a swamp looking for a lost shepherd and his sheep. What could possibly go wrong?
That one, that's what's wrong.
So, Nairi, no, your name is Danny. Danny, Honor 22, you will be looking around and you can't see anything. Like you're not seeing footprints or like scraps of cloth or anything, but you can see where some of the trees are just some of the bushes are just a little bit more pressed down, and maybe the mud's a bit fresher, so could give you some indication. It sort of heads off in a northwesterly direction.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should probably head a little bit more at this sort of angle because it seems like something must have come through here.
Yep. Okay, that fits.
Okay, and I take my stick and I start jabbing at the ground again to see if it's hard or soft. And I just keep going. Am I in front?
Up to you guys.
Yeah, because I think Danny was staying at the back. Whereabouts is?
Well, I'll yeah. If you want to lead, I'll follow you, and if you fall in a puddle, I'll try and fish you out.
Yeah, please hit me out. And I lead the way further in the direction we were pointed.
Okay, it's hard going. The swamp is thick, and you have to. You sort of struggle to take steps, struggle to get round the foliage. It's difficult trekking.
Okay, I'm just like I'm assuming it's quite muddy as well. Like, is it thick, gloopy mud or just water almost?
Mix and match, comes and goes.
Okay. I'm guessing like my little feet are getting sucked in a couple of times, so I have to keep like really pulling them out to keep moving. And I was like, I think it's getting thicker, like as I dip my stick like quite far in.
I'll actually pick Teely up and put on my shoulders or on my back to try and, because I think she's going to struggle in this area.
I'm just like, oh, it's high up here, like, and I just sort of look around and I use my stick to knock any branches that swing sort of at my headline as we walk past.
Okay.
So two things happen to Demetrius. First of all, you get mud all down your top. Secondly, you begin to you feel your feet sinking a little further than they did before. Not alarmingly so, but
no, it's just the extra weight. Okay, well, we keep on. Well, let's not go for this thick mud if we can. See if is there any more solid ground around, or tree branches or tree stumps that might have fallen.
Can I see anything from the height I'm now at?
Yeah, perception or survival checks.
Okay.
In that case, I'll move forward again since both of them are the same unit right now. Ooh!
Nat 20. I got a nat 1 and now nat 20.
There's no in between.
Yeah, just all the extremes. So, on the nat 20, you can indeed spot a section of hard land, just maybe 5-10 feet away from where you currently are. It doesn't look like a fresh beaten path or anything, but it certainly looks easier going than where you're currently walking.
Okay, I point my stick down and I'm just like, there, I want to stand there. That looks quite solid there. After that little mossy mound. Just
I got you. Yeah, okay, we'll head for that.
Whoa, as I keep going.
Okay. Well, I presume we reach that mossy mound, or...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do we do that easily, or?
Yeah, you can reach the mound easy enough. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get onto the solid ground and start making better headway deeper into the swamp. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Times when you could use a ranger.
And none of us are.
I'm definitely keeping, like, every now and then I'm still trying to see if I can keep track of where the trail is. just so we don't end up going the wrong direction for 5 miles at a time.
Is there a way we can mark where we've come? Why don't we like carve something on the tree or something?
Good idea.
It's a swamp. We'll probably get lost, or maybe people, if they need to come find us or our bodies, then it might be handy.
Put on there, Kilroy was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can leave some marks around, and so that we at least, if we can find our way back, or someone can follow us, or
Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll chop. Well, if there's any thin branches around, I'll snap those, and any thick tree stumps we can carve our names in there.
You guys can do so easily.
Okay. And also, as we keep going, I want to just get my little dagger out and like slice each tree, like put a cross on each tree, like big one as we go by.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, if you're on my shoulders.
Oh yeah, no, it's not. I'm not like Teely is not thinking about this. She's just going for it.
No, I'm just thinking, whoever follows us, bloody hell, these are big.
If these are big guys. That's what we want them to think. She keeps going.
Okay, carry on.
A silence descends on the party. Comfortable, uncomfortable, up to you. Silence as you walk.
Teely's probably humming to herself, just looking around.
Cool.
This is a new perspective for her. She doesn't normally go up this high, so she sort of like might touch some of the leaves as they go past, and she's doing stuff like that. Otherwise, just keeping much to herself, humming away like. And then she gets out one of the little fake fancies and just starts eating it as she goes, and so that Demetrius doesn't notice, like quickly wipe the crumbs off the top of his head when he's not.
Demetrius notices.
Yeah. Demetrius notices.
So as you are walking, Danny, you will spot, as you are keeping an eye out, that ahead on this like slightly drier path, some darker mud comes onto the path, and it looks as though a creature has almost slid along further down. It's possibly about 2 feet wide, maybe 3.
Oh. So like there's a dent, I guess, in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. There's some slightly more fresh-looking tracks up ahead. We should just keep an eye out, just in case. I feel like we're closing up on something big, maybe, ish. Kind of.
Big? How big? Like teeny size, or
Like that big, and I point to the tracks, and I sort of like measure it out with my arms.
so? How big is this compared to Teely Square?
It's how tall is Teely again?
I think she's like 4 foot nothing.
That's just probably about. Its width is probably about 3/4 of your height. It's difficult to tell how long it is because it's a sliding track.
Yeah. Okay.
If you guys would like to make a survival check, you can try and identify the creature.
Okay. Let's do that. 15.
Natural one.
That one. Oh god. We are gonna die here.
Danny, this is almost certainly a rooster.
Guys, this is almost certainly a rooster.
Demetrius, you will recognize the clawed foot of what is almost certainly a gator or a crocodile.
Yep. Same
Hang on.
species, different era.
So, is it a rooster or a crocodile?
A scaled croco-rooster.
Oh, the scariest of the alligator family.
Either way, they're good eating.
I did
Okay.
bring some spices.
I have tools for cooking. This is perfect.
There we go.
Wait, we're supposed to be trying to find a person here.
Oh yeah, we should probably leave the croco rooster.
Demetrius is worried he's going to fit into his leather armor at the end of all this. Okay, well, carry on cautiously.
Yeah.
Onwards! And I get my stick and I point forwards.
I take a short sword out to bushwhack through the undergrowth, and also it's there if anything attacks us.
Teely's
I'm gonna.
like, no, go on. Go on.
Oh, I'm just gonna pull out one of my guns just to be safe in case like anything shows up. Any more of those crocker roosters decide to make
This is
trash.
not a thing.
No, as you follow the trail, it sort of like dips off to the side again. But ahead there is a tuft of what looks like cotton.
Like natural looking cotton or fabricated?
Natural looking.
Okay.
It's like stuck on a twig sticking out from the undergrowth.
Can I
know.
scoop it with my stick? Like, can I just scoop up the cotton and basically probably hold it awkwardly right in front of Demetrius's face? Like,
I
look
mean,
at this.
There's the potential, but you'd have to do it from Demetrius's shoulders to do that. So like you're gonna need to like get Demetrius to lean over and then extend to do it across the gap. I mean, you
Let's
can.
do this.
You
Go.
can if you want.
What do I need to roll?
What do I need to roll?
Hold on, Demetrius. Hold on.
I-
I don't want to face plant a swamp.
Uh,
There's a possible cocker rooster in it.
Teely, it's almost certainly going to be a dexterity save, and Demetrius, it's going to be a athletics, I guess, holding position.
Okay.
Can I roll for amusement?
20.
What the hell?
I stumble, I think.
No, with Alice's with Teely's nat 20, you begin to stumble and she just corrects you and like scoops it up.
She sort of puts the truth like, no, where you going? I'm nearly there. Like, and she starts scooping it up with her stick and holds it in front of Demetrius and Danny's face like, look.
Slightly slimy wool.
Well, looks like we're on the right track. Not well for the lamb at least, not necessarily the farmer's son.
But what if he saw this?
I would have thought he would have done what you just did and picked it up and put it and taken it with him.
Yeah.
Unless, no. Well, no. Well, unless he might have. What if he? Well, we should keep an eye out in case we find any more of this, because in the off chance that he put it there, which I doubt, but in the off chance,
What you mean? He might have left it as an indicator where he was going.
maybe.
Okay, it's a fair argument.
Well, I guess all we can do is keep going.
Onwards and deeper in.
Yeah.
You guys continue.
Okay. Actually, can I make any observation for footprints?
Yeah, sure. Do this as survival. Lots of survival in the swamp.
20.
On a 20, you can indeed see what could be a boot print somewhere nearby.
Oh.
Okay. I think we are on the right track. So I put Teely down on the floor and climb on her shoulders because obviously she's much better in this with the dexterity.
Go. She genuinely gets ready that you're going to do this. She's quite confident.
No, I'm only joking. So crack on.
And she gets her stick and keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Following.
we see like anything through the trees, like either side of us rather than just forward? Or up, even? Up?
Up, yeah, the sky is bright blue. The sun is out above the tree line. You can see it shining through the leaves. It's got all the makings of a beautiful day up there. Down here in the mud, however, it's still pretty humid and grimy. Looking around left and right, you can see lots of different colours of green, but mostly the brown of dirty water. And pretty much anywhere you look, you can see something scurrying.
Okay, Teely sort of cups her hands and she's like, John Jr. Like she's just calling out his name.
John. Don Junior. Echo.
Ah,
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was an echo or a mimic. That's terrifying.
Yeah. I was just thinking exactly the same.
I thought I'd better clarify. Echo.
oh, this is fun.
You are an
I was
idiot.
about to say. I'm an idiot.
You're an idiot.
You're an idiot. That's how you tell if it's a mimic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teely keeps going, just a bit bored now, like swiping at some of the
A bit,
plants and stuff.
a bit bored now. Sorry, chat users. Yeah, okay. So as you carry on, you will see again large tracks come onto the path. This is possibly the same gator. It follows the same tracks that that Demetrius is able to determine of the boot.
Are there any more signs of like the wool?
None that you can see.
Okay.
Well, I suppose we've got to keep going.
What else we can do, really?
Yeah. It's
And I take out another fake fancy and start to eat that.
Are you eating?
No.
Are
She
you
tries
sure?
to hide it away from you. I'm not eating nothing.
I could have sworn I smelled chocolate.
And she just puts it back in her pocket.
So you guys will continue on, and as you do so, you will come into a clearing.
Before we get to the clearing, can I make a perception to see if there's anything in it before we step straight into it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Could I also get in on that?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
Hmm.
So there. What are you looking for specifically, Teely?
Anything else that's alive and possibly like a danger, or if there's any more like fluff.
Okay. So in this clearing, you actually can't see anything of the sort. It's just plain dark brown land with a couple of bushes in the middle.
I walk up and poke the bush just to see if there's like put my stick in it. and shake
Make
it.
me a deck save.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Don't roll on that one.
22.
You manage to keep your head above the water as you realise that this is just perfectly still water and not ground.
I just
Oh,
will go, what? My stick! Save the cakes for the love of God. Fish in a bag up.
Sure, she did have food. I'll unhook a rope and throw the end to her.
My little arms like try and reach for the rope as I try sort of swim towards it.
Yeah, you. Let's have a dexterity check for the throw, Demetrius, and a dexterity check for the save to catch it.
Oh, for me, sorry. 22.
It's a good throw and a good catch. You are roped.
And I just sort of hold on.
I'll pull her back in.
I'm not like pulling myself in. I'm just letting him drag me through the water, and I'm also swimming in the mud.
I want a cake for this.
And she's like, okay, just holds it up,
Is it
or
very,
like dusts off a little bit, or something on it.
is it very soggy and very muddy?
Yeah.
I not have like some sort of halfling zip locker bag to like keep it
Zip
dry?
locker.
I am afraid it's not a bag of holding.
Damn. Okay, I just sort of hold up like this really sad looking pink fake fancy that has sort of caked in some sort of horrible ooze, and I'm like, Thank you. There you go.
It's okay. You can keep it.
Okay. Let's just pockets it again.
After it's been in swamp water, I don't think so.
Who's got a passive perception higher than 15?
Just 15.
Just
12.
15?
No, I've got 12.
12 for me as well.
Yeah.
Danny, you will see a pair of eyes in the water disappear back under.
Eyes, eyeballs, things looking at us. 2 of them. Eyes
What? And then like
in the water.
Teely
And I
turns
point.
around.
I point right at it.
Okay. Step back away from the water's edge.
Teely grabs up her bag and puts it on her back and starts backing up.
I aim my gun where I saw it. Can I make a check to see if I can spot anything under the water?
The water is a dark brown colour. It's very
Okay.
difficult to see through. Sort of think southern Georgia sort of style swamp, thick. So seeing stuff underneath it is, I mean, you can give me a perception check anyway. I'm just telling you it's going to be hard.
I'll try my luck, but yeah, I don't think I'm gonna see anything.
On a 19, no, you just see where it dips below the thing, and you can almost see a slight rippling on the surface, which will give you some indication of where it might be.
Okay. I'll just wave my gun around at the best possible sort of area where I saw it. That kind of.
Teely pulls out her rapier with one arm, and then with the other, she pulls out her like one firing crossbow. Like, wait, what over there?
Yeah, right there. You see that? Right there.
Can Teely kick a stone into the water towards that direction just to see if anything moves?
Yes, you can, and as you do, please make me an initiative roll, everyone.
I'm pissed off the cockaboos.
The crawlers.
Whatever it is, I'm annoying it. Ooh, 10.
12 for me.
So, actually, no. I'm not going to show you guys my rolls. So it is Demetrius first.
Okay. I'll pull out my rapier, and is he close to me? Within attacking distance?
He's just diving out of the water towards you.
Okay. I'll make to attack him as he comes forward.
Okay. Please do.
13.
13 will not hit.
Oof. Could I? I've got a short sword in my hand as well from hacking my way through the undergrowth. Can I make another attack with that?
Yeah, offhand attack, sure.
23.
That will hit.
Okay. 5 points of damage.
We just knock the dex off of that because it's made with the offhand, so that'll be 2 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. 2 points of damage.
You'll notice as you attack it, this crocodile has an eye missing. It's sort of it's an old wound. It's like healed up tissue, but there's a missing eye.
Is he ticking?
He's not ticking,
Okay then.
but his tail does lash at you and hits you for 26.
I'm down.
No, sorry, that's just the attack roll.
Oh, I thought it was a damage.
Dead elf.
It does 9 bludgeoning damage.
9. Okay. I'm not down.
Next up is Teely.
Teely tries to act really confidently and sort of with her rapier jumps forward and slashes at it like ha ha and tries to hit it with a 12, which is nothing. Okay.
Nope, sorry.
Dang it. And she retreats very, very quickly.
Are you a rogue?
I am.
Okay.
Why? I'm now nervous. Why?
Just checking. the crocodile sort of like snaps at you, but as you retreat and disengage, it has no action. Danny.
I'm gonna try and shoot it in the face with the gun. 15.
That is a hit.
Oh, yay! 5 points of piercing damage.
And do you have any other actions you can do?
Nope, that's it.
So, Demetrius, since you stayed in range, it makes a tail attack at you again for a 10.
Doesn't hit.
Then it lunges forward and bites you,
That hits.
doing 24 damage.
I'm down. Actually, I am more than down, I think. Hold on.
You're not true dead, surely.
Hold on a second. We're third level, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, 3d8 plus 3 points. Yeah, I'm down. I'm close. I think I'm out.
What's your let's have a quick look.
We didn't even make half an hour. Like, we were joking about this earlier, but we haven't.
Oh yeah, no, you're down, but you're not out. You're down, but you're not out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not true dead. It has to be double your initial hit points for it to be a true kill.
Okay. That's alright then.
And the creature snaps at Teely and Danny. Demetrius, please make your first death saving throw.
Sorry. Oh, do you want me to make a death saving?
Yes, please.
Okay. D20, isn't it? Ten.
On a 10, you have your first success.
Yay.
Teely, your turn.
Tilly, after seeing him fall down, is sort of like, it's actually hit her how this is quite a bad situation. And in a sort of, almost like anger, swipes with her rapier at this creature's other eye, the good eye. And rolls a 24.
That will hit.
I can't seem to roll the damage for some reason. Why is it not letting me? Is that it?
No. Click on the rapier on the chat box, baby.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Okay.
You make a solid strike. And the creature turns and flicks its tail at you.
Oh.
Doing 23 damage.
Can I use uncanny dodge when the attacker that you can see hits you with an attack? You can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage against you.
Is that a level 3 thing?
Is it not? Hang on, because I don't know. I've taken this character straight from... Oh, maybe it's not. No, never mind. Sorry, this is from my other... Okay, 12 damage.
Getting a bit of
Or is
feedback
it
from someone there.
12 plus 11, sorry.
Class features. No, you don't get uncanny dodge until level 5, baby. Sorry.
Okay, it's because I transferred the character. So is that 11 plus 12 damage? Or...
That is, yes, 23 damage.
Okay. Oh dear.
Danny, your turn.
Okay. I'm going to use 1 point of grit to use dazing shot at him.
Mm-hmm.
At it. 26 to hit.
That hits.
He must make a Constitution saving throw. Also, he takes 11 points of piercing damage. Damn it, he just makes the Constitution save. Otherwise, he was going to have disadvantage on attacks.
But as you fire this dazing shot, the creature sort of like turns back, turns full bodily, flicks its tail at Teely one last time, doing another 19 damage, and it slinks back into the lake and swims
She's
away.
Down. She's down.
And it swims away.
As she falls, she's just like, you bastard, and falls over.
Danny, you're the only person up.
Teely is twitching.
You're out of combat. The crocodile has left.
Oh my god, this is not what usually happens. We usually win. The good guys are always winners. Oh my god, okay. I try to stabilize both of them. And I realize a slap in the face doesn't work like it would with my siblings. So I'm just gonna try and do a better job at it. And I don't know. I'm gonna try and stabilize them both.
Okay, who are you going to try and stabilize first?
First of all, it's gonna have to be, is it Demetrius?
Demetrius, yeah?
Yeah, him first, because he went down first. So,
Give
yeah,
me
I'm
a
gonna try.
medicine check.
Come on. It's basically a slap in the face.
So at a 9, his health neither goes up nor down, but can you make me another death saving throw, please, Demetrius?
Here goes nothing.
Oh.
You have 2 successes.
Dun dun dun.
I have proper starfished on the floor, like passed out from where it swiped me from underneath.
Can you make me a death saving throw as well, please, Teely?
Oh god.
Thank you to Taschap, who donates a nat 20 to Danny.
Just like someone help them.
You also have a success, Teely. Danny, back to you.
So wait, what does that nat 20 mean?
At any time, you can use it to critically succeed on an action.
Oh, okay. Can I use it after I've rolled for something?
Declare it before you roll, please.
Gotcha. Okay. Considering the saves are going well, I'm just gonna try and manually try and stabilize Demetrius right now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and not slap him in the face again. 12.
On a 12, Demetrius, you come back round.
What was that wagon that hit us?
You are on 1 HP.
Apparently, crocker roosters are really tough.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
This one didn't have any feathers, though. Just one moment. I'm gonna try and stabilize Teely now.
Yeah, okay. I'll see. Well, can I move? Can I get up and help out?
Yeah.
Help?
You can use the help action to grant advantage on this medicine check.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and roll it now?
Yeah, go for it.
14.
On a 14, Teely, you have another success.
Yay.
It looks like you might be raised, so let's have one more medicine check.
Alright. 5, unless it's also helped. Then 20.
It is with the assist action, so Teely, you are also up at 1 HP.
Okay. And she sits up, just like, ow, like rubbing her head, and then like checking her legs are still there, and she's just like, "Hang on, where'd it go?" And
It disappeared. It's still alive. I shot it, but it's still alive. It's tough. It's terrifying.
Where did
why?
you go?
Why were we not warned of these things?
I have a feeling that this place is. I think I know what happened to the sun. I mean, we're totally gonna find him when we have, when we know what's going on a little bit better.
Yeah.
So where are we going now?
Somewhere without water, just for a little bit, just for a second.
As though your very words summoned this. The sun suddenly is gone, and it is very overcast, and a gradual rain begins to pick up.
Tilly looks up, just like, well, that's creepy, and just like pulls her hood up over her head.
Yeah. Who asked for the water? Oh.
That works
Cold.
too.
Cold, wet night in the swamp.
This is fine. We're fine.
This is not fine. And she just like tries to stand up and like brush herself off. She's like, "Do we go in a tree or do they climb trees as well?"
Let's. We could try. Unless, do I see any kind of mound or anything that's dry? No, not dry. Just not
Sinky.
underwater. Not sinky. Not. You don't sploosh when you walk on it.
I think we're on the ground already that was solid enough to walk on.
Is it like a good area?
The path seems reasonably good. There are some trees around which could provide better clearance from the water. And it's from one of these trees that you hear, psst, psst.
And I look at Teely. What? What?
What?
Get
Trees.
away from the lake.
Did you hear that?
Tilly,
This tree spoke.
You're gonna die down there.
Hello? Like, and she literally just walks right up to this tree. Like, hello.
Up here.
And she
I
just
look
looks up.
You will see a 6'5", muscle-bound, blonde man who has covered his body in mud and like different types of camouflage up in the tree.
He says, "Are you Junior?"
Are you a fairy?
Are you John?
I'm John.
Junior John.
Yeah, John Jr.
John.
Get away from the lake edge.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll come up to you, and I start to climb.
I'll try and give her a boost.
Okay, I mean, yeah. Give us a check. We'll just see. It's not gonna be a matter of if you do it. It's a matter of how well you do it.
Okay. What do you want me to roll?
What would you roll to climb a tree? Do you
Can
feel
I
like
do
it's
it fancy with acrobatics?
if that's how you would do it?
I do it fancy.
She does indeed do it fancy.
Yeah. So with the boost, you sort of like do a flip, hop off a branch, and then like land on the
Okay.
land on the branch sitting next to him. And he's like, "That's better. What about your friends?"
Are
I'll
you
try and
coming? She looks down.
I'll do the same. I'll climb in it. Is this tree going to take all three of us?
It's quite sturdy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go in after him.
A 14? Yeah, you managed to like clamber up. There's a few more slips, and you managed to grab things at the last sort of second. For Danny though, it's like Teely was an inspiration, and you just sort of like copy her move, like nearly exactly the same. What are you doing out here?
Looking for you.
Yeah,
Where's your
I'm trying to
lamb?
think.
Old Bill got him.
Who's
Is that the crocker rooster?
like he's like,
It's the gator.
What's a gator?
I've been
I
here
know
for-
what a gator is.
I've been here 2 nights now trying to take him out. He's herding the flock. I know.
but where's the little lamb?
I reckon in the gator's belly.
Oh
Aw.
no. But we found this fluff and everything. And she pulls out her stick with the fluff on.
That's not wet and muddy.
Yeah. It's not, it doesn't resemble fluff anymore.
Yeah, it's just like
It's a really gross stick.
slime.
So, why did you honestly stayed to kill this gator?
I got his eye, and he holds up this crocodile's eye.
Ah,
Oh.
and I poke it with my stick.
Can I squeeze it?
You can, yeah.
Poking it, squeezing it, like when you go.
It's quite firm to the touch.
As eyeballs tend to be.
Yeah. Very slimy though.
According to Shrek.
Yeah.
Um,
How did you do that? Your father told us you didn't have any weapons.
You're too right, I don't have any weapons. I did it with this stick what I carved.
Ha! And I pull out my stick like, I knew this would be handy.
Hold
Can
on.
you make mine like that?
Hold on. You said no weapons, yet you carved a stick?
How did you carve it if you have no weapon?
Well, I've got my penknife.
Oh, okay.
That's not a weapon, though.
It's better than a stick.
Why didn't you just tie it to the end of your stick?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lose my penknife. They're hard to come by. You have to go all the way to Schwanzeland.
And what's with this? Like, and she's like all the mud on his face and.
I've been out here planning for days. I'm gonna land on that gator. I'm gonna take him out. He's not gonna threaten our flock no more.
How are you planning
You
on
always
landing
this
on him?
angry?
I don't know how to answer your question.
Would you like a fake fancy? And she like reaches into her pocket and is like, "You've probably not eaten much."
I've been living off the land. Thank you.
She sort of like pulls her hand back at how quickly he sort of snapped up. He's like, "Oh."
I've got a couple of spare daggers, so I'll hand him one. Would this be any use to you?
Why, thank you, much obliged. Shh, 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 shh. He's down there. See him against the water's edge.
Can I look?
And you'll just see the eyes. Well, the eye.
Can I take out my hand crossbow and take a pot shot?
Yeah, sure.
Fingers crossed.
So you hit the gator.
Okay. I didn't get his eye then.
You did not get his eye, but you get it very close to the eye, and it disappears back under the water as John dives on you. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna give away our cover. He'll be up here.
I'm
It's only a
trees.
skull.
Gators climb trees.
You seen the size of that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, gators are not good climbers, I thought.
Anyways, we gotta get you patched up. You're bleeding.
Only a little bit.
And he takes from his pack, like, he rips some of his shirt, like, takes some mud from, like, about his person, slaps it on your wound, and just starts tying it up.
And she's just like,
God.
I don't think that's hygienic. Like,
That's gonna fester. I mean, that's totally fine.
not
You're
like
fine.
got any disinfectant or clean water?
It's too late for me. Save yourselves.
Now, the mud will make it heal faster.
Now, is your voice always like this, or are you trying to be quiet because we're being really loud?
No. I'm being very quiet.
You know,
That's
you
not
don't
helping. We're
sound.
very loud.
You know, you don't sound anything like your ma or pa.
Actually, I see a little bit of resemblance with his pa.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Mom,
Sounds
Pa.
old when he's whispering.
I haven't seen Mom, Pa for years.
They
Yes.
said you've been gone
Never
for days.
trust old people. Like, like from previous adventures, Teely sits down. Like,
You said they said you've been gone for not that long.
2 days.
Yeah.
No, that's when I first entered the swamp 2 days ago, 2 years ago.
Oh. So this is the second anniversary of 2 days ago.
You could say that.
hang on. You mean to tell me you've been here for 2 years?
Living off the land.
That's why he's being so casual about it.
God, you must have really needed that fake fancy. Well,
Do you have more of those?
I do, and I sort of pull that and I pull another one out. This is a yellow one.
Thank you.
I'll watch the surface of the water, see if the croc stick his eyes up again.
It does not.
Or alligator, I should say.
So when did you take the eye?
Oh, that was after about 3 months worth of planning nearly a year ago. I set a trap, and while it was trapped, I managed to jab it in the eye.
Have you not managed to do anything like that again?
No, it's clever. It knows my ways now. It's grown stronger.
I'm still not understanding the whole 2 years thing. Now, are you delirious or are we being lied to?
I did go back after a while, but the farm was gone.
The farm is definitely still there.
He's delirious.
Unless we've walked into some sort of time warp and she sort of laughs and sort of thinks, like, what do we have?
Oh, no. If that were true, the only way to get back would be to do the time warp again.
How old does he look?
He looks about mid-20s.
Demetrius takes a step to the left.
Teely steps a step to the right.
I'm still watching the surface of the water. See if he comes back up.
Come on now, I'll take you back to my lodge.
Your lodge?
Yeah, where I've been staying.
Where's your lodge?
Up in the trees, where it's safer.
Okay. Like, she just
Okay.
shrugs and is like, come on in.
Well, that's 1 point for the 2-year theory. If he has a lodge up here.
And he will begin leading you away across the treetops. It's actually quite an easy... it's like he's done this before. There's gaps in the trees, he's rigged up some sort of like vine step on a bit of wood to step across. So it's quite an easy trek back. But everyone give me an acrobatics or athletics anyways.
Oh god.
Oh,
19.
15.
So you can all navigate your way back, fine. And he says,
The weather's changing fast. There's gonna be a storm.
Can I see it slightly above the treetops from where we are?
you can certainly look through the ceiling.
I can't see anything from the direction of the house, or I'll do sort of a full circle and see if I can see any smoke rising.
You can see no smoke.
I'll tell I'll tell Teely and Danny.
So this lodge that he takes you to, it's sort of like it's been made of sticks to make up the walls, and he's put lots of leaves with mud on top to make like a roof. It's not the comfiest, but there's enough room in there for you guys to get down. It's not level in any way, but it's a shelter.
Gives the appearance made by Bear Grylls as opposed to Ramir's.
If you like.
Now, is there any sort of overgrowth, like signs of overgrowth, or does this look fairly recently made?
Give me a survival check, please.
Yeah. 12.
On a 12, this certainly looks older than 2 days, though it's difficult to determine how old.
Okay. Another point for the 2-year theory.
Well, maybe he just thinks it's 2 years. It could be like 2 months.
Could be.
Though it doesn't make sense why his parents, if they are his parents. Like, and as she's saying this, she's holding out a fake fancy to this guy. Just like, it doesn't make sense why, like, his parents would say it's 2 days.
Yeah. They have a lot to answer when we get back. If we get back.
Oh, there'll be a way. We just gotta find it.
Imza, I'm sure we'll find it. So what have you normally been eating then? And drinking? And she's sort of looking around the place.
Well, I keep a small larder.
He goes over to like a little like chest that he's made, again out of like rough hewn wood. opens it up and he pulls out a snake and he's like,
These are quite tasty. And I found some
never
rat.
Snake?
Okay, tastes
I've
like
never
chicken.
had rat either. Is it nice?
Like she looks over at Demetrius, like, is it nice?
I have cooking stuff. I can help you prepare them if you like.
Well, that'd be awful helpful of you.
Yeah, I'll help with cooking and stuff.
so he,
For preparation.
I've got some rations in my bag, so we could make up a bit from that as well.
okay, cool. So let's cooking ability. What do we reckon?
Now I have a question. For cooking utensils, what do I use? I threw wisdom on there as a placeholder, but I'm not sure what the attribute would be.
Wisdom seems right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, roll your cooking utensils.
Alright. 10.
So on a 10, with his survival instincts as well, you can make a reasonable tasting thing. Your 10 is more like adding flavor to a meal that he would normally cook. He's like,
Oh, yeah, actually, this I can tell the difference. This is quite nice.
as he hands you all out some snake.
It's just like,
So, what part of the snake am I eating here?
I should have asked that before I took a bite.
Well, snake don't exactly have parts. But if I was to choose, I guess I would call this shoulder.
ah, snake shoulder. And she literally just bites into it and rips out. And she's like, it's not too bad.
I'm glad you like it. Now, you guys happen to have come in a pivotal moment for me. Pivotal. Tomorrow, I plan to kill that thing. I got it all worked out.
Well,
Well-
with all four of us, we stand a better chance.
That's exactly what I was thinking. At first, I thought you'd scare it off. But actually, with our combined strength, we could really get it good. So
And
here's...
Teely's slowly eating.
I set up some vines on one of its major hunting paths. All we gotta do is chop the rope with the weights what I've set up at the right time, so it ensnares the beast, then we just run in and stab it till it's dead.
So should we try and lure it out in some way so that it can go there and we can get it in the position we need it to and then pull this big trap?
Why, that's very generous of you. I'd love it if you were to play bait. Although I think the smaller one might be better.
Well, I'm not necessarily happy about being bait, but I could probably do it. I could move quite fast. Is there a way we could, like, I don't know, wheel me down on some rope?
Not like, unlike Mission Impossible, and then pull me back up very quickly.
I was gonna say, is it something like that book, Objective Improbable?
I love that book.
I've never read
Let's
that
do
book.
that.
Me either. Must have been something from the future.
No, it could have been Back to the Future.
Bizarre.
That's a nice novel.
Anyways, tonight you gotta get your rest. I'll keep watch, don't you worry.
Okay. Yeah, should we try and sleep this off, come back with a fresh, clear mind? At least some of us.
I think one of us should stay awake with him.
I'll
That
stay
room's
awake.
so untrusting.
I'll stay awake. I wasn't hurt at all. I shouldn't be bragging about it. I'm not trying to be. I'll stay awake. You guys need to sleep.
I didn't
Sorry.
mean all night. You could, we get up and
Okay.
we'll get up at some point to let you rest.
Okay.
And Teely goes to snap off a giant leaf. Well, probably not that giant for her, and just lays it over her and just curls up in a corner.
Okay, yeah. So this will count as a long rest for you guys as you get some sleep through the night.
Awesome.
And also you sleep out the storm.
Okay, so Teely, are we okay to when we wake up?
Sorry?
We're okay to wake up about now then, so...
Yeah, you guys can wake up as you like. You can change shift in the night and you will wake up fresh and early. John will make some polite conversation with Danny in the night, but mostly he just watches towards the swamp.
I'll keep an eye out as well in the meantime, but I'll try and make conversation. I'll humor him and whisper like he does.
That's better now you're getting it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, they'll never catch us now.
Yeah. You know, we should totally mud ourselves too.
Yeah, you guys should get yourselves some camouflage.
Camouflage?
Yeah,
Camouflaged?
keeps you all hidden from the creeper crawlers.
Teely has woken up by this point and she's found some mud still on her clothes, and she just does like the two stripes either side of her. She's like, I'm ready.
I'll take Teely's stick and just run the end of it like,
I'll just cover my face with mud, as in full on splatter job on my face.
Oh.
And I presume my leather armor is muddy enough from Teely's feet.
Yeah, you've got like almost. I mean, if we were to go all Rorschach on this, it's got like maybe perhaps some sort of weird pattern that you could look into if you wanted to. But essentially, your camouflage.
I'm not going to do a Schwarzenegger style.
It's a butterfly.
I've done the 2 lines here, and I'm still caked in mud from being dragged through a swamp yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, so you all know the plan.
Yeah.
So, am I being lowered onto a trap, or what's happening?
Well, I'll show you where the ropes are, and what you gotta do is you gotta run from the swamp towards the trap so the crocodile chases you.
Okay, I can do that.
I should probably be somewhere high up so I can take a shot. If I plan for it, I can land a really good one.
I like the sound of that.
I'll be high up with rope ready just in case.
I'll stand down there and I'll face it down.
So, I'm gonna run and then I'll grab the rope and you pull me up, right?
And she's looking
Yep.
at Demetrius. She's like, okay. And she like high fives him and walks off like,
Let's go.
I aim, but I catch it a bit too high, so she wipes it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he begins walking you guys to your assigned points. And as he walks, he's like,
I can't believe this thing's been hunting me for 2 years. 2 years, and finally I get my retribution.
We're gonna have to talk about this whole 2 years thing once we killed this
Big
croc
Billy.
Cockle-doodle.
thingy. Or Billy. Let's just call him Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah,
Billy Bob.
Billy. Yeah.
Billy Bob Gator.
Do
Big
we?
Billy Bob Crocker Rooster Gator.
Yeah. I'm gonna make a sketch of him afterwards. And she's like, put the sketchbook away.
Okay, so now there's some good high spots up there. I'll stand down here right by the traps. You see where they are. Now, Teely, you walk down to that swamp edge and you disturb the surface, and then you run back.
Okay. So after everyone's in position, Teely will walk not to the edge of the water. She'll stay far back and start throwing rocks like, Billy! hello. She shouts like,
You see an eye come out of the water.
and he's just like, hello, you. And then she throws a, she takes out like a fake fancy and waves it at him. Like, look what I got.
The ripples get closer.
And I'm backing up as I do this. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll eat this fake fancy all to myself. Why am I picking up this other guy's accent? I'm picking up. This is happening again. So I'm like, oh, it tastes really nice. Like as I sort of start trotting away.
So how far are you from the edge?
I am not near the edge. I threw the rocks to get its attention, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to like.
But how not near the edge?
Well, how big is the crocodile?
It was about 15 feet long.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
It was a big boy.
That's like 3 tealies. Can I stand just over 3 tealies away from the edge of this like water, please?
3
Right.
TDs away.
3 tealies away.
So that's just less than 15 feet.
No, just over 3 tealies.
Do you want to stand more than 15 feet away? Is that what you're telling
I
me?
do. I don't want to be near it.
Okay, make me an initiative roll.
Oh God. Okay, hang on. 16.
You get to go first as it dives out of the water towards you.
I take my crossbow and try to shoot it in the eye as I run. With a 19.
You hit.
7 damage, and I turn and I run.
You run. You can see John standing in the middle of the path, like, come on, you beast, come on, with a machete, like, ready next to.
Like, ah! Like she runs tearing through like this swamp, like arms and legs flaying as she just keeps.
Okay, so you have about 60 feet to run, and after about 30 feet, the crocodile will be in range of Danny and Demetrius. But for every 10 feet until then, Teely, please make me an athletics check.
I'm gonna get eaten. Athletics.
Athletics.
Oh God.
On a 10, the crocodile stays the same distance from you.
Okay.
And another.
Hey! It's going down in 2s.
The crocodile is now 5 feet behind you.
I'm just like, screw it. And I roll one more.
One more.
Oh no!
The crocodile is right at your back. It's just come into range, Danny and Demetrius.
I've got my stick and I'm like,
Okay.
trying to hit it as I run.
I've got that rope. I'll have the rope below, hanging below the tree. But in the meantime, I'll take my hand crossbow and see if I can take a shot.
Uh-huh.
Does it help that I'm hitting it with the stick at the same time as I run?
No, if anything, that's hindering you. That is a hit.
Yay!
Thank God.
It's 8 points.
So make me another athletics save, Teely, this time at advantage as the crocodile takes an arrow.
Oh God, okay. 19.
You open the gap. You are now 5 feet away again.
I am sprinting. Again, like there's no real skill to my running. It is full on flailing go.
Okay.
Can you see the rope?
You can see the rope. It's about 10 feet ahead of you. I need one last athletics check. The crocodile stumbles on the arrow. You grab the rope and are lifted to safety. Give me an athletics check, Demetrius, please.
Athletics. Yes.
I'm literally clinging on, like lifting my legs up as high as I can, so I'm not gonna get like snapped at or anything.
And
Okay. I hold Healy up into the tree out the way.
And she runs, like she gives you a hug and she's like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Can I take this opportunity to take a shot?
of course you can.
Now question, can I add that nat 20 to my shot?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 3 grit points on violent shot, and I'm gonna use the nat 20, so that would mean with the added 3 extra damage dice, do I double all of the dice?
Yes.
Okay, this is happening. I'm just using that to do this. Okay. Should I just double? I'm just gonna roll it 8 times. That's 4. And then 1, 2, 3,
Oh.
4.
Jeez.
So we need to drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to drop 21 points off of that for your modifier because you only double the dice. But still, this looks an impressive amount. We've got 9, 18, 27, 39, 43, 56, 68. Dropped by 21 is did I say 68? Yeah, I think I said 68.
Yeah.
We'll go for
47.
47 points of damage. This gator just like rears back, and John forgets all about the rope plan he had and runs towards the crocodile with his stick and his dagger.
I'm like, John, no! As he goes.
Can everyone now please make me an initiative roll?
Yeah.
Do you want me to make a new one?
Yes, please.
7.
22.
Oh,
Actually, that's a question. Grit is I get a grit point back when I crit. Does that mean with that auto crit I can get a point back?
I'd say it works just like a regular crit. Yeah, you get 1 point of grip back.
Sweet. I don't want to be mean to this gator.
And so, Danny, it is your turn.
So I'm gonna try and hit it again with the gun, and I'm gonna use a grit point to do dazing shot. 25 to hit.
That will hit. Yep.
It needs to make a con save. And also it takes 11 points of damage.
Oof.
It has disadvantage on all attacks during its next turn.
Ooh. And on its turn, it lunges for John. With disadvantage.
Mhm.
It still hits him. And you see it grab his midsection and just start chewing. Get off! Get off me! Demetrius, do something! It's your turn.
Okay, I'm still up in the tree. How far away am I from the croc?
Uh,
Am I directly above it?
yeah, I'd say you can be directly above it. Yeah, why not? You would have tactically positioned yourself.
Could I drop out of the tree with, I presume, well, I think a short sword and do a sneak attack?
I reckon so. Give me a successful athletics or acrobatics check.
I think that's the first crit I rolled with you.
Please, roll me a attack with advantage.
That's that. And the extra. Oops. So this.
Unfortunately, your attack with advantage doesn't hit. I'm afraid a 12 isn't enough. Okay, the way that Teely and Danny both stopped then, I thought it was frozen. Like, that must have been a crushing silence.
The tables have turned.
So I land out of the tree with fantastic finesse, and then I miss.
Yes, I'm afraid so. And his tail swoops around to hit you for 15.
I'm. Oof. How many points do we have from the rest? Did we get back to full?
Full health, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm still up.
Oh, no, it's an attack 15.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought it was damage then.
No. Does a 15 beat your armor class?
Yes, it does.
It does. So it's just 20.
Just 20.
I'm back down to 0.
No way!
Yep.
Has he still got a rope around him? Has Demetrius got a rope around him? Like, can I haul up his dead body like to try and get away?
Well, it is actually John's turn, but yes, he does still have a rope around him. And John is just hitting this thing on the head with his knife and his stick. And you can see him bloodying it. But he doesn't do a severe amount of damage. Now, at the end of this turn, the gator bites John again. And John falls unconscious.
Oh.
Has he got a rope around him? Like, how many of these ropes?
No, John completely forgot the plan. He hasn't set the trap. The gator is standing right in the trap, but it hasn't been triggered. Teely, it's your turn.
Teely starts like, it's okay, Demetrius, I'm coming, like trying to like pull him up on the rope.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, this is not good. You have a hobbit pulling up a pole. Hang on. Nat 20! Like hobbit strength for the win.
You just haul him up. He is on the branch with you. With that nat 20, I'll let you make a medicine check to try and stabilize him.
Yes, please. Oh. I made poison cheese.
Please take one failure, please.
Oh.
Demetrius.
She pulled me up so hard it broke my back.
Yeah, I'm literally like
Pretty much.
I can't get you over a certain stick, and I just keep pulling you over a branch. I'm like, it's okay, I'm coming.
And then after that, when you do get him up, you hit his head on the in the underside of the branch you're on.
I think I preferred the croc.
Thank you, Task Chap, for that nat 20 for Teely.
Yay!
Task Chap says Demetrius needs to rise from the dead.
Yeah, I need some help.
So, next up is Danny. Back to the top of the round.
I'm gonna try and shoot it again.
By all means.
12. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything.
12 just isn't enough. The shot ricochets into the dirt, unfortunately.
Can I use bonus/free action to just sort of look down at the gator and scream, "Hey, Billy! You have one eye! You suck!"
And
Wait,
I'm like, yeah, you tell
yeah,
Danny.
that is indeed a free action. You can indeed do that.
Shame I'm missing all this.
I'm just picturing Danny like, hey, called you Billy No Mates. Now you're Billy No Eyes. It's really loud.
So the gator begins to drag, on its action, it begins to drag John away, limping heavily as you have severely wounded it.
Oh god.
It starts making its way down the path. And Demetrius, could you please make me a death saving throw? You can just click them on your character sheet.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Ooh, that's a second fail. John is down. Teely, it's your turn.
I use my nat 20 and try and like just shake sense into Demetrius to try and bring him around. Like, come on! Like,
Okay. A nat 20 shake awake is how we're going. Okay. So Demetrius, you come round.
I waft a fake fancy under his nose.
That works straight away.
Bing! You are back up with 1 HP.
I'll take that flake fancy and I'll scoff it down.
And Teely's like, they've got Junior, like pointing. Oh, Billy's got Junior, rather.
You notice he is not dragging John. He is not dragging John towards the swamp. He's dragging him away from the swamp.
Oh. Huh.
Hey, Billy! Like, as I just like, I'm sort of waving my arms, jumping up and down. carefully on the tree. And I'm like, Billy, like trying to catch his attention.
No attention gained.
Can I shoot him, please?
You don't have enough actions, I'm afraid. You revived and fed Demetrius. So
Have I got any actions in this round, or?
you will in this next round, which Danny will be beginning.
So is Billy close still? How far is he?
Billy is still close. He's only dragged him about 15 feet.
And where we are at, we're not. Wait, are we? We're not next to the lodge or near the lodge at all.
No. You're near the swamp.
No. Okay. God, I was gonna say if there's any food around the near vicinity, I was gonna throw it at Billy to entice him, but instead, I'm gonna try and go down from the tree and wave my arms like a really bad squid and be like, "Hey Billy! Hey Billy! Pow!"
So distract and shoot is the tactic you're going from.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna try.
Let's have a performance roll followed by an attack roll.
Okay. -1 for performance. Let's do this. 2.
It's a really bad squid.
It's more of a squid board, or Squidward, I should say.
And then 14 for my attack.
It hits.
Oh, okay. 12 damage.
12 is strong. On a 12, the gator drops John and turns back to look at you and starts rushing back towards you.
Just squid away. Like,
You know, I'm gonna do action surge to shoot him again.
Do it.
16.
It hits.
9 damage.
The gator thuds to the ground and slides towards you, coming to a halt at your feet.
I'll shout down straight away.
Keely's like looking over, like, yay for Danny! Like, and jumps down out of it. Can I slide off down the rope, or is it playing dead? Actually, now I think about that.
As you guys celebrate, both John and the gator begin to change.
Back up the tree. Stealth mode.
The gator begins to shrink into the form of a man with messy blonde hair. And John begins to shrink much smaller into the shape of a sheep.
That was an angry lamb. Can I walk over to the real John and be like, can I do like a save or a medicine check?
Yeah, you can try and revive.
Can I help?
The swamp also begins to get less. The rain feels more real. It doesn't feel as thick swamp as it was before, and slowly through this haze, as though you've been drugged, you can see smoke rising in the distance.
Knew I shouldn't have touched those fake fancies. Like, what?
I bet it was
I got a
mushroom.
medicine check. 15.
On a 15, you can bring John round, and he's just like, hello?
John! And I'm like, hi! And I sort of try and pull him up a little bit.
Oh.
What just happened?
Someone go check on the lamb.
Yeah. The lamb's probably dead.
It soon will be.
I run over to the lamb.
The lamb is okay. It's been grappled and stuff and sort of like shaken about, but it's not. It doesn't have like teeth marks on it or anything.
Can I scoop it up and put it in my backpack with its head out so it doesn't suffocate or anything? Like,
Okay, so like you've got a lamb's head lolling about in your backpack.
like Like, is it? It's okay. So I'm just gonna have that in my backpack.
That's a beautiful visual.
And this is how I became a ranger.
John, what happened?
I remember coming out here to chase back a lamb that had gone astray, and then there was someone out here. And they did something to me.
Like what?
Yeah, like what?
Like something really trippy.
So, have you been out here for 2 years or 2 days?
I'm not sure. I remember being like an alligator.
No, you were fine. You
were
were just
fine.
passed out.
Has
You were
John?
sleeping.
Can I ask? Has John lost an eye?
He is indeed missing an eye.
And
I'm looking back at the lamb like.
Do you want that on your back?
Yeah.
At what point do we tell him we poked and squished his eye?
We don't.
He did that to himself. Remember? By the way, I said that really quietly, so John didn't hear.
Do you want to go home?
Which way is home?
Do you have a mum and dad?
Yeah, Mary and John.
That's right.
Okay. Well, why don't we heave you up? And she sort of more looks at Demetrius than anything because she's trying to know where to go up.
Subtle hint.
Take you home.
Okay, yeah.
I'll pick up John and drape his arm over my shoulder, and limp out with him because I'm only on 1 hit point.
Can I medicine check Demetrius to help?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. 16.
A sheep recently taught you a way to bandage wounds.
And I get a scoop of mud. And I hear it's good for you, and I slap it on him and I start winding it around any wounds.
No, I hear it's bad for you.
And how she's like, oh, Danny, you're so funny. Like-
Okay.
I think
And
we'll
I'll
get home.
I'll try and find, I don't know, like I'll go forward again and do the whole tracking business to backtrack our way back.
Is it easier to get out of this swamp, considering it's become thinner?
It's certainly easy to traverse. You can see the smoke ahead. Every now and again, you might see a cross on a tree.
That's good. We're going the right way.
Yeah.
Teely just tries to lead the way almost. Again, still checking the ground and checking the lamb is still alive in the back. She's sort of not carrying it on her back, but more at the front, like one of those baby carrier things, just to make sure it's still alive.
Are you sure you want that close to your throat?
He's facing the other way. I'm sure it'll be fine. Anyway, we'll have lamb shank for dinner if he's badly behaved.
Actually, yeah, that sounds really good.
Talked to him moments ago.
You put the other guy's eye.
I look at the sheep very closely and I go, mint sauce.
And I'm like,
Mint
shh. So I
sauce.
put the hands over its ears, like, no. And Teely heads out.
So you guys carry on walking. You keep following the crosses. After a while, the crosses disappear. The smoke is still ahead. Doesn't seem to have got any closer.
We keep going.
Keep going.
You carry on walking for another 20, 25 minutes. The smoke doesn't seem to have got any closer.
Teely's like, right, we're lost. Wake him up. And like, she's talking to John, like, John.
Actually, can I Is there any large trees around you?
Yeah, sure.
Can I leg it up one of those and see if I can see in the direction of the smoke?
Yeah, certainly. Why don't you make me something for climbing just for fun? And
Acrobatics. No.
on an 8, I get images a bit like from Mulan when they're trying to climb the pole. And you're sort of like slipping and sliding a bit, but you do get up there with a bit of scraping and scrabbling, maybe some teeth scraping on the wood.
Not very tidy climbing.
Not tidy climbing at all, but you get up there, and you can indeed see smoke coming from a building. But the building is not the farmhouse.
Okay. Could you describe what it looks like?
Certainly. It looks like a large wooden shack with a straw roof and a small chimney stack out of the side. There is a large cauldron outside the shack on a fire.
Okay, I'll relay that down to Teely and Danny. And with the added information, it looks like a witch's house.
Yeah, that could be the person that
Witch's house.
did this.
Aren't they bad?
All depends. You can have good and bad witches. But from what happened to John, it could well be a bad witch.
Well, why doesn't just one of us go up there and see what she has or he has to say? I could go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And like, until Dealey goes, she strides up to the door of this house and is just like, "Hello."
Quick note. I'm just gonna like aim just in case this person
Just above me, please. Like,
Who is it?
Dealey. Just shouts through the door.
Should have said Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's Witness.
And what can I help you with, Teely?
I'd just really like to talk to you. And then she backs up a little bit.
Is this about archery?
Do you like archery?
Maybe. Perhaps it's about sewing. What is it you'd like to talk to me about?
I'd just like to meet you. I've heard so much about you and your skills. I'm a big fan. In fact, I'm your #1 fan.
Make me a persuasion check.
I am adorable. This has to work. Okay, roll 20's been very slow. 21.
On a 21, she opens the door a little and goes, "A big fan?" And this is a beautiful woman with bright ginger hair, freckles, sort of slim build, gaunt cheeks looking through like.
What is it that you're my biggest fan of?
Everything. And I heard you were pretty, and that's definitely the stories were true.
Oh, you're such a delight. When did you come in for tea?
Okay, would you like a fake fancy? And I pull out one of my few cakes left.
That one looks a little bit swamped.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I fell in at some point, and then I glance back at the others, and just sort of like, okay, we could have tea outside. It's quite nice outside.
From my vantage point in the forest, does she look familiar?
Familiar how?
Is she a younger version of the lady we met earlier?
No, the little old woman was a curly-haired, blonde, very short, very sort of baker, farmer's wife
Okay.
style woman. This does not look like her at all.
Could she be a relation?
Give me a perception check. Very unlikely.
Could I insight check her to just see if there's anything I can pick up from her, that what she does and things like that?
Okay.
21.
With a 21, you can tell that she doesn't want to talk about something specific, and she is trying to, from what you've gleaned so far of her conversation, Teely can tell that she's trying to maybe pick up new trades.
Okay. I go in for. Is there like a window near the front of the house that the others could see me?
So, as you open the door, you can see this room covered in like stitchwork, tapestries, different small portraits, some like embroidery hoops, like yarns and yarns of cotton and wool and all sorts of things like that. And there is a small table set out with a little teapot brewing. As the door closes behind you, Danny and Demetrius, you see a slight of light from the windows.
Like from inside the building?
No,
Like-
I know what this is.
Like a magical glow.
I head towards the shack, but like carefully and slowly. Well, not slowly, kind of like low but quick. You know, trying to get there but trying not to get noticed.
We will come back to you shortly. Teely.
Sit down. I've made. I'm not very good at cooking. But I've made some
Tarts. And she holds out these sorry-looking fruit things on like pastry bases.
And she's like, "Oh, how lovely!" And so is this person a human?
Yes.
Okay, so Teely hops on a stool and pulls like really loudly, shuffles her stool towards the table, and she's like, "They look really pretty. They look like they could cool off for a bit, though."
Yes, perhaps that's best. Perhaps they should have a little cool-off period.
So, how come you're out here?
Oh, I've always lived out here.
Really?
Yes, it was my mother's place.
Oh, how lovely! And who was your mother?
Oh, you wouldn't know her. She
Oh,
wasn't famous. We keep to ourselves.
Does she ever know? What was her name?
Well, I used to call her Barbara.
Barbara. But she was your mum. Why didn't you call her mum or mummy or ma?
It was just the two of us, really. I guess we used names so we don't forget them.
Okay. And what did she do?
Do you like embroidery? I've been working on this piece,
And she picks up a hoop that's like covered in like stitching, and it's very fine and very intricate.
I'm working on the nose of the of this person here. It's a very difficult one.
Oh, that's good. And she's like looking at it real close. She's like, "Do you want to see my sketchbook?" And she pulls out this big book and she's showing drawings of everything she's seen.
Oh, I'd love to see your sketchbook.
There you go. And maybe I could draw you at some point. We could do that now. And she picks it up and starts to.
Oh, okay.
And she just nervously begins.
There, look, you look really pretty. And she just like sketching. She's like, "So, what was your name?"
Well, my name has. Oh, well, I could take my mother's name, Barbara.
Oh, so you're a junior.
I guess.
Do you prefer Barbara or Junior?
Do you know, I've actually always wanted to make my own name. And I think I could
maybe come up with something to do with sewing. Can you think of any good names to do with sewing? Perhaps something that ends in seamstress or something along those lines.
You could be Susie. Susie's a nice name. I had a cousin called Susie once.
Susie, yes, that could be nice.
She was rubbish at sewing though. But I'm sure you'll be better at it.
Oh,
Because these are all very pretty. But why do you live here in like the swamp? Like,
so being the third time you've tried to broach into her past, give me a persuasion check.
I push a French fancy across the table. With a 22.
On a 22, she sort of melts a little and goes, well, honestly, my mother and I, we're, both sort of witchcrafty. I'm trying to give it up.
that's okay. No, and she's just like, what's wrong with that?
Well, people never like their gifts.
No? What sort of gifts?
Well, I do, I make dreams come true, I guess. It's just people don't really like their dreams.
Really? Like what?
Well, like there was... Before I sealed the swamp away from the world, there was a younger lad who wanted to have an adventure. Except when he had an adventure, he just got really, really ornery.
Oh. Yeah, some people end up like that. But what do you mean sealed it off from the world? Can you not just walk out?
Well, I can, but people can't usually come in, which is mainly why I've invited you in. How did you get here?
I don't know. I just walked here.
Demetrius and Danny. Danny, you're sneaking up to the house. What do you want to do once you get to the house?
Try and look inside the window. But like kind of peek.
Do you want to make me a stealth check?
Yeah. Oh god.
Deep in training.
21.
A solid 21. Both barrels 21. As you peek up, you see an empty house.
Huh. No other doors that are visible on the inside? Maybe they could have gone through.
No, it's one large space. The roof has slightly fallen in at the back. It looks very old and disused.
When the light shone in the window, did the smoke stop coming up the stack?
Oh no.
Oh, a
I'm all-
teeny trap somewhere.
I just walk up to the door. Oh, hopefully. Oh god. Oh god.
The door swings open as you knock on it. The room is
No.
empty.
I make my way forward towards the house.
I just walk inside and look around. Teely? No tracks or anything on the ground?
As soon as you get to the threshold and cross the threshold, the tracks disappear.
Whoa.
Can I see if Danny's disappeared when she stepped over the threshold?
Danny does not. You can see her.
Okay. Just imagined it was a sort of time trap where she...
John sort of was like, I remember this place. I made a wish here once.
You made a wish.
Yeah.
What did you wish for?
I was bored. And I wished for an adventure. And we'll pan back to Teely. People never like their gifts.
Oh, do they at least say thank you?
Not usually. My mother died at the hands of a mob.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Poor Barbara.
Well, it was more Baba Yaga.
Oh, Barbara.
Close.
Oh. Okay.
God damn it.
I'm not as bad as she was. She used to purposefully make things bad. I just did it on accident.
On accident?
On accident.
Well, if you didn't mean any harm, then that's fine.
Oh, good.
How'd you get out the swamp?
I suppose I could magic you a portal.
No, I quite enjoy the walk. I feel I need to walk off all of these fake fancies. What sort of way out do I have to walk? But thank you.
Well, I'm not sure you can just walk. It's sort of a continuous loop.
Oh.
I really don't know how you got in here, but I could make you a portal to somewhere that's real swamp and not my swamp. When do you want to arrive?
Well, what happened to the one where I just came from? Through the door? And can I go and open the front door?
As you open the front door, you see stars shooting past the windows.
And I sort of look at it blankly and close the door again. Yeah. That wasn't outside before.
No, I take precautions. Just in case you were the start of a mob.
Do I look like a mob?
They never do.
Oh. Well, can I go back to where I was? I had some friends traveling with me.
Friends?
Yeah, they're really good friends. They're really nice.
With torches and pitchforks?
No torches and pitchforks.
Perhaps sickles?
No, don't have any sickles. We're not farmers.
Perhaps trowels. You could do some real damage with a trowel.
It's okay, I don't have a trowel. They're not gardeners either.
Okay, well, I suppose I can take you back, and she'll close the door, and we'll pan back across to Danny and Demetrius. No response. There's no sign of Teely anywhere.
What do you think, Demetrius? What do we do?
I don't know. I think we all we can do is wait at the moment.
Standing inside the building, please make me a con save.
Oh,
By the
God.
way, I'm not in the building.
Oh, good.
23.
On a 23, you can keep hold of your stomach as it suddenly tries to turn upside down, and for a second, you can see 2 living rooms, one empty, one full of sewing equipment.
Oh,
It's dizzying.
Danny, get out of there now.
I'll step forward carefully. I'll just step forward towards the door, holding my hands out.
Yeah, Demetrius, as you see Danny walking towards you, you can see one reality with the room fading with Danny with it, and the other one coming into light.
Can I grab Danny from where I am?
Make me a dex save. You can. You pull her free just in time as there's a sort of like sound. Didn't mean to punch the mic. Sorry, everyone. There's sound, and then the door opens as it appeared closed, and Teely stands behind it with a tall ginger woman.
Hi guys!
Oh, thank goodness for that. Where the heck have you been?
I'm talking to this lovely lady.
Can I offer you a tart?
No, we're okay, thank
Not
you.
right
We've
now,
eaten
thank
a
you.
lot of French fancies.
I just had a whole snake.
I recognise you. No, you can't do. No. Don't think we've ever met. Nope. You turned me into an alligator. I lost my eye.
I'm sort of shielding the lamb away from this. Like, oh. Well, I'd like to hear both stories. So, did she grant you a wish? And what did you ask for?
I wished for an adventure. Not to
Did
be
you have one?
turned into a monster and tortured.
Were you tortured?
I lost my eye!
To what?
Some bloke in the jungle what was hunting me for years.
Interesting.
Did it look
But
like
that
a
wasn't
lamb?
her fault.
She's looking really shifty, sort of like, well, I did set the sheep to hunt him. I mean, he wanted an adventure.
Set the sheep. And she's like, oh, set the man on a sheep. Like,
I believe in
Clearly.
full disclosure and honesty.
Clearly,
Ixnay
keep
on
that
the
sheep.
Ipshay.
So I can offer you all a doorway out of the swamp into the real swamp. You can go home.
will it definitely take us home?
Yes, anytime you like.
So,
Just gonna swipe a tart while I watch this happen.
and I push the tart away from her mouth.
Oh.
Just like briefly. Oh no!
I can create you a teleport anywhere you like to go.
Like she's now quite concerned that Danny's eaten one of the tarts. Like, we would love to go home, but like I said, is there a way I can just walk out? If I walked in, then surely we must be able to walk out.
I don't know how you guys got into my folded dimension, but you can't just walk out.
Right.
I think we were dragged into this folded dimension when we defeated the alligator. You said you granted wishes.
Well, I've actually been trying to give that up. They don't go so well, and I tend to get, attacked and my house gets burnt down.
She's really trying.
I'm really trying.
I can see she's really trying.
Can we try and get the? Can we try and get this lad back home?
Sure. When would you like to arrive?
When?
Now?
But technically, we walked in.
A week ago?
No, we walked
2 years
in.
ago? When he entered?
But then what would happen to us?
Well, I guess you'd go back too.
I'm
And
up for that.
It
Actually-
had been 2 days for his parents.
Well, why not?
So-
Why not today?
When is today? In accordance with when he came here.
Today is the 4th turn of the sheep harvest.
Again, shield the lamb.
No, not the literal sheep harvest, the harvest of the sheep, the year of the sheep harvest time. Now, you guys would remember that it was not that time at all when you guys were visiting the farmhouse. It was, in fact, year of the cow, which was 2 years earlier than the year of the sheep.
So
How
maybe
about the year of the cow?
on the dot, exactly this day, but the year of the cow.
Yes, I can certainly do that. No problem. And she takes a couple of things from her pouch, throws it in the cauldron, and the cauldron goes pink, purple, green, orange, poof, and there's a doorway.
Can I get my stick again and poke it through it?
Yeah, you can see like the edge of the swamp and then the field leading to the farmhouse.
Is the smoke coming from the house?
Yes.
And I'm so she goes over to the lady and
holds out her hands like, well, it was really nice to meet you. I think you should be a bit more confident, and if you ever want to chat, I'm sure you'll know where I am. I might not know where you are, but and she sort of salutes and is like, well, there's nothing for it. And
I really appreciate that, but I really do enjoy solitude. I was more curious as to how you got here. But thank you. You really are nice. For people, I like you, and that's saying something. I don't like people.
If you ever need help, if you ever need help, just warp one of us. I don't know how magic works, but you could totally, at least me, and bye.
And you guys can freely walk through the portal as you choose.
Before I run this by Teely and Danny. Before we go through the portal, could I make a wish?
No, I don't know, because
I was
and she sort of like, so that she can quite like, they don't go very well apparently.
Yes, but I was just going to wish her and her mother good fortune.
Okay, you can probably do that.
Okay. I'll
Maybe
look back.
don't mention the mother.
No, I think, yeah, let's, by mentioning it, it may inadvertently bring her mother back, and she liked her mother.
True. Though apparently she wasn't particularly nice.
Okay, that won't bother them.
Wish her well. That's a nice gesture.
Quick thing, can we take John and the Lammy back with us?
Oh, of course.
Okay. And then she just walks straight through.
Okay, I'm going to say, I wish you good fortune, and then I'll go through.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Okay, bye.
You're welcome. And as the portal, she's like, goodbye now, bye. And as the portal begins to close, she's like, oh, wait a minute. What cake did you eat? Whoom.
Don't touch the cakes, I said. like Teely's like stamping over it, like, oh god, now what? Like,
Is Danny with us when we go through the portal? Okay. Is she in one piece? Is she in many pieces?
Yeah, Danny, you feel fine.
Teely walks over and puts her hand against Danny's forehead, like, can I do a medicine check, please?
Sure you can.
12.
Danny feels perfectly normal.
Interesting.
I'm fine. It was. How did it taste? What was the consistency?
Oh, it was like really badly cooked. Like the pastry was undercooked, but the fruit was definitely overcooked. So it tasted more burnt than anything, but had a really stodgy texture because of the pastry.
Mm.
Could she recognize what fruit it was?
Yeah, just about. Just about.
What fruit was it, Danny?
It was kind. It's. I can't decide if it's like a sour type of cherry. No, it's not a cherry. It's like, it feels and tastes just like the marsh that we came through. That's all I'm gonna give you. Because really, it was awful. I didn't want to tell her this, but it was awful.
well, it's nice that you didn't tell her, I think.
It's nice nothing it's nice nothing happened to her.
Yet.
Good
Hey,
point. Good
nothing-
point.
Nothing's gonna happen to me, right? We help people.
I'm
We're
sure
good.
we'll be fine. And like, she's sort of like, maybe we should go up to the farmhouse.
Shit, yeah, let's get back. I'm so tired.
Can we see the farmhouse from you?
I do the same thing that Teely did to me. I slap my hand on his forehead and I try to see if he's okay. Just at a hunch.
Yeah, give us a medicine check.
5.
He feels absolutely fine.
Yeah, you're good. You just need sleep.
Since I'm carrying him, can I make a medicine check?
Of course you can. Feels absolutely fine.
Teely's already started walking towards the farmhouse.
can see them returning. I'll put the kettle on.
Hello, Mary. Like it's Teely walks up and waving again.
Hello, we're back.
John, you're home.
It's been... You say it's been 2 days for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I tell them?
No, I think you've had enough of an adventure. You don't need to relive it day after day.
Okay.
Try and get back into some normality.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Really?
I
Try
like...
and
Years.
try and get back into your sheep. Sorry, that sounded wrong.
Not biting, no chill, I'm not biting.
Remember, that came from a Welshman.
You said it, not me. So as you approach the farmhouse, you can indeed see that she's getting... Ooh, should I get the beers out instead of the teas?
Yes, I think that they've returned with Johnny. I reckon getting out the beers is very... Let's go round to the pub. We'll go and have a pub lunch. Our treat.
Are we up at the house now?
You're definitely within hearing range. You can overhear them having this conversation in the house.
Okay. Oh, like the other CTV, like, yes, like rubbing our hands together.
Yeah, I could do with some.
Celebratory drinks.
I wonder if they serve lamb shanks.
And takes the lamb aside again. Like, I know they're very yummy, and I will probably have that myself, but not in front of the lamb.
No, it's still unconscious. Like,
I know it is, but she's still very protective over this unconscious lamb.
and old Farmer John comes out and he walks out and goes, "Oh, I'll take the sheep," and he like puts a hand on its neck and is like,
Still kicking. I'll put it with the others.
Can I say goodbye?
Yeah, we've got attached.
I mean, I suppose, and he like holds out this limp sheep.
And I'm like, I walk up and I have like a tear and I like wipe it away and I'm like, Lammy, though our meeting was brief, and although you fed a snake and many other things that came and have come and gone, I will always remember you and I'll miss you. And then I'm like, I can't do goodbyes, and I walk off.
I walk up right after and I just sort of, can I like poke the side of its face to like try and like, hey, hello, 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 hello.
Teely sort of calls back like, stop slapping the lamb. Like, let it be.
It's a lamb. Meh.
I lean in and I go, you taught me so much about being quiet and about the wilderness, and I'll do right by you. And you're certainly weird, I promise. Bye.
Okay, are you done? I'm gonna put it in the barn now. I mean, you can visit if you want to.
Please
I
don't eat
will.
it.
Now, why don't we go over to the pub and have some of the freshly prepared lamb over at the pub rather than eating my livestock?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Okay.
And he will lead you over to the pub, and they are indeed generous. Before they leave, they give you the 50 gold pieces you were promised as a reward for bringing back John Jr. And they walk you across to the pub. You take a seat, you're perusing the menu, and he's offering to buy drinks, and there's all sorts of ales and wines and all sorts of going around.
Tilly, what do you drink?
Pints,
Bitter.
ales.
Perfect. Danny,
Yeah, me too.
pint of ale again. Demetrius,
Give me a stein of ale, please.
a stein. Okay. I think I'll have a sherry. Do you want a sherry too, Mary? Yes, I'll have a sherry.
Yes, I'll have a sherry, please.
Okay.
And he walks off to the bar to make order some drinks, and Mary's still sitting with you guys.
I'll go across to John and offer to carry the drinks back.
Oh, that's very kind.
And he's one of the worst people you find at the bar. You know, the one who goes, "I'll have a pint of ale," and then waits for them to pour the ale and then bring it back over, and he's like,
I'll have another pint of ale, please. And a stein of ale.
Is John Jr. here? Did he come or is he?
John Jr. is with you. He's sitting by the window, sort of like.
It's all
John?
surreal.
John,
Yeah. Yep.
do you want something to drink?
Yeah.
What do you want to drink?
I'll just have a water.
You sure? That's all you want?
Yeah, I'll be fine with water.
Okay. I go to the bar and I get him water. I order some water.
Oh, there's like a big pitcher of water that you can just help yourself on the bar.
Oh yeah? Okay, yeah. I'll grab him some water and I'll bring it over.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, at the bar, out of earshot of Teely and Danny, how much is that lamb? If I wanted to buy it.
Live or
live.
for meat?
Live. Oh, live, please.
Oh, live. I suppose around. Let's see. I could turn mutton, and then you got the shank, and all good cuts, raised for Sonia. How old did you say it was?
I don't know. It was your lamb.
Yeah, I know. It just looked older than I remembered.
I don't know. It's a couple of days older than when you saw it last.
I guess it was only a young one. Let's call it 60 gold.
60 gold. Can we make it 40 gold? Considering we've saved your son.
You're quite right. You've done right by me and mine. That is indeed the cost price. You can have it for 40 gold.
Okay, I'll give him 30 and a share of of the reward, so that's 40 gold. You are, sir? 40 gold.
Thank you very much.
We'll call by and collect it later.
Of course, of course. Here, take these drinks across, and he passes you the 2 pints of ale.
Okay, I'll take him across. Yeah, I'll put him down.
And you guys can order your meals. You have drinks. You have a pleasant meal with these people. Small talk is made. They're generally celebratory. John is a little bit, far away, but happy.
Getting there.
And soon the evening's drawing in.
Teely's like stretching, like she's tired again.
I want to make sure that John's doing okay. Also, do I feel okay or do I feel nauseous or anything?
No, you feel fine.
Everyone just like leers.
Does this inn do rooms for the night?
I imagine it does, yes. I mean, they've not been used for a while, probably not for a couple of years. But, you could certainly, you could, I'm sure Pamela behind the bar would be able to put you up for the night.
Is Teely, like, because she had like a couple of pints, is she a bit tipsy now, or is this...
If you think you've drunk enough to deserve a con save, you can make a con save.
Oh, 18, she's fine.
Yeah, no, you can hold your liquor.
She's just like, I will go and ask Pamela, and she sort of and climbs up on a bar stool, and she's like, do you have friends?
Oh, hello, my darling.
Hi, Pamela. Can I say, do you have any rooms for the night?
Oh, yes, yes, I think we do. I'm sure Michael can get one sorted for you for this evening.
Sorry. Well, we need 3, please.
3? No problem. No problem. We'll get them sorted for you. No problem, my love.
Oh, thank you.
Be 2 gold apiece.
Okay, and she just goes into the purse of what she bought earlier, and she says, "There you go."
You're very welcome. Thank you.
That's all right.
Now, you go and enjoy your meal, and we'll call you when the rooms are ready.
Okay, and she sort of shuffles off down the chair, and then she sort of turns back. She says, "Can I have another pint, please?" And then put like just a little hand comes up and puts the money on the counter.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the pint will be made by the serving boy rather than Pamela herself.
Okay, and then I sort of reach up and I take it down, and I sort of go back to the table and start drinking it.
You don't reassure anyone that their rooms are booked or anything like that?
Oh yeah, guys, I booked rooms.
Oh, okay, great,
Oh.
great.
We can have some good rest after everything.
Like with real beds and everything.
Yes. I suppose it is getting a little bit late for me and Mary. I'll tell you what. Do you want to pick up the lamb tonight or in the morning?
Wait, what?
Now what?
I'll pick it up I'll pick it up tomorrow morning.
Okay, no problem. Well, that'll be us done. John, are you coming back or are you staying out?
I guess I'll come back. I could use some rest.
Teely's just downed this massive pint. She's just gonna roll another.
Someone wants to get drunk.
I don't want to. I'm just saying. I feel like is that
I'm just stating things how they are, Alice. Am I drunk? No. If you feel like you can make a successful con save, I'm gonna buy a pint.
I want to see how much this hobbit can take.
You are tipsy.
Okay. Tipsy tea.
Well, I'll be off for the evening. I bid you all good night, and I'll see you in the morning. Nods at Demetrius. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good
I'll see you
night.
Bye. Bye, Mary. Wait, it's a show.
Good-
Bye, Junior.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night.
I'm gonna go to bed. And then
As soon as they're out of earshot, I turn to Demetrius. What did you do? Why are they talking about a lamb? Why do I sound like the lamb? What did you do?
I've not acknowledged this. I'm tipsy.
You'll see. Wait until tomorrow.
If you've cooked the lamb, I will cook you.
No,
Oh, cooking a lamb.
I have not cooked any lamb.
If he cooks, I'm too tired. Good night.
Off to bed we go. Off to bed we go. And I sort of march up the stairs.
And
Yeah.
you guys can have a restful evening. You can take a full rest as you sleep in the comfort of an inn. All hit points restored, all spell slots, all the rest of it.
Yay.
I still haven't taken a single point of damage this whole time.
I've been dead twice.
I've been dead.
And
twice.
this is when my character dies. In
Yes,
her
you
sleep.
fall out of bed and die.
Oh no, it's a tart, isn't it? Tart's gonna kill me in my sleep.
Actually, by normal Scraticus one-shots, it's the sheep sneaks in our room at night and slits our throat.
It's Sean
Oh.
the sheep, you
Murder
guys.
Sprig of rosemary.
It's Sean the sheep. No, in our case, it's John the sheep.
So, Demetrius, you can wake up first, as you will be collecting the sheep, and you know that farmers work early.
Okay. I'll go downstairs. Do they have? Am I up too early for breakfast?
Oh no, my darling, we do breakfast all sorts of times of day. We've got the farmers to look after, you know. What do you want? Do you want some sausages? Maybe some eggs?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. And could you wake up my my party mates, please?
Certainly.
Okay. I'll sit down and I'll have probably tea and sausages and eggs.
Yep, and she'll go up and knock on your door, Teely, and be like, my darling, it's time to get up.
Good morning, Pamela. And she comes and opens the door.
And then she'll go across to Danny's room and do the same, like, morning, Danny. Morning, Danny. It's time to get up.
Hi.
Danny, you feel very strange this morning.
Is Danny all right? As I sort of peer around the door.
Oh, I think she's got a bit of a hangover.
Okay. Maybe I'll go get her some water or something.
Oh, that'd be very nice. I'm sure she'd appreciate it.
And I sort of go off downstairs and see if Mike or Mick or whatever his name is at the bar are like, hi, can I have some water, please?
Of course you can.
Thank you. And I sort of reach up and I take it, and then I shuffle back upstairs towards Danny's room and stand outside with Pamela.
Pamela has made her own way off to her own room.
Okay. Danny,
Yeah.
I got you some water.
Oh, come in.
I open the door.
Hi.
Does she look any different?
She doesn't look any different. She looks awful.
Okay, I literally walk over, pour a glass. I'm like, you look terrible. Sit up, drink this. How
Thank
much did you have last night?
Not that much. I wasn't even drunk. And I
We'll
drank.
get some food in you and then you'll be fine. Drink
Make me a con save, please, Danny, as your stomach lurches.
Oh. 14?
You keep hold of it. It's just a very strange sensation.
Okay, Teely's like, ugh. So, at the reaction, I think you need some food. Come on. And I sort of pick up her hand and try and
Okay.
go off the bed.
So this has taken some time. So we'll go back to Demetrius. Whilst you've been waiting for the girls to sort everything out and get water and everything, you've finished your breakfast.
I'll shout up. Girls, do you want to come back to the farm with me to pick up this sheep?
Danny's not feeling very well. I was like, I shout down from upstairs.
I'll take a stroll up. I'll go up the stairs and make sure Teely's all right and Danny's okay.
Well, Danny's not looking great. But it does just look like a hangover.
I'm sort of trying to hold her up, which is very odd for a halfling to try and hold up a human. So it's a very slouch sort of like I'm holding like this and trying to walk her forwards.
Is Danny got a temperature or?
I don't know. And I slap my hand to her forehead and do a medicine check. 14.
Her head is cool to the touch and slightly perspirated, sweaty.
And he's like, well, she's got a bit of a fever.
Cool to the touch. Cool to the touch.
Oh, okay. She's got a bit of a
The
cold
sweat on.
fever. Sweat on, that was it. Sweat.
Okay. Is she throwing up?
I think
feel
she
like it.
almost did.
I think she ought to. Make herself sick.
No.
Perhaps to make her feel better.
No. No.
Maybe food will help.
Yeah, some greasy sausages and egg.
Come
Maybe.
on. And like Teely tries to drag her down the stairs.
Do you resist, Danny?
I mean, I'm guessing I'm feeling nauseous. And that doesn't always bode well with trying to eat food, so it's kind of like hesitant, but I eat.
Okay, yeah, you can go downstairs and you eat a meal. Yeah. Doesn't make you feel any better.
Can Teely like order the largest meal she can and just sit and work her way through it?
Yeah, of course you can. You have the full English equivalent as the storm breaks up outside.
Oh, yes, it's raining. Well, maybe, is there like a doctor or something? Can I do another medicine check to see if I know what's wrong with her? Because the food's not working?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you can slap some mud on my
I got
face.
6.
She's just fine.
Can I try and discern if I know what these symptoms are?
Sure.
Like if I can... It's a 10.
On a 10, as Danny reflects inwardly, she gleans nothing. But on the strike of lightning, suddenly you guys see the outline of an alligator where Danny sits.
I let the egg drop off of my fork. Just like in shock.
What,
Deja vu.
you dropped your egg.
You dropped your egg, girl.
Like
I don't
Teely's
have any
still
eggs.
just frozen, like his egg that's sort of fallen on her. She's like,
Make me a con save, Danny.
Okay. 18.
I'm itching forward to. I put my hand onto my rapier.
You manage to hold yourself and not drop your fork as your arm transforms into that of an alligator's arm.
Ah,
Oh, those were some bad tarts.
like as like Teely pushes her stool away from the table.
oh no.
Outside, like she's just like, come on, out we go, like trying to usher her out of the inn.
I just sort of step outside with my arm sticking out. Am I turning into a crocodile? I don't like this. What's happening?
It's
Oh,
okay. You'll make a lovely crocodile, and then we'll turn you back like we did Junior John.
please don't shoot my eye off.
I won't
Please
shoot
don't
your
squish
eye
it. Please
I
don't
won't-
squish it.
I
I like
won't
my
even
eyes.
poke it with a stick.
Oh,
I'll turn to Michael behind the bar and ask him to get a doctor or a cleric as soon as possible.
I reckon it'll be cleric for that one. I'll give him a call.
I feel better. Let's do this.
tap tap tap.
It's almost got Thunderbird's element to it.
Yeah.
Squid away.
Yes, go away.
Always squid away. As you get outside, Danny, your feet turn into crocodile legs.
Oh God. Oh, what is happening? Oh, well, I know what's happening. This is not good.
I'm like, Demetrius! I'm like trying to hold her one arm that
Yeah.
isn't
Oh,
an alligator.
tie me up. Tie me up. Tie me up to something.
Tie you
and
up.
Tie me up.
Isn't
I
that
don't
just
want
gonna
to eat.
piss off you, piss you off more? Like,
I don't want to eat you.
I don't want you to eat me. Like, I'm like, Demetrius! I'm like,
When I come out, I grab a rope and wrap it around Danny with her arms by her side and her legs and tie her up completely.
Your other arm becomes an alligator arm whilst this is happening, and your torso begins to shape and shift, and your skin begins to become scaly, and you begin to bloat into the body shape of an alligator, but still currently have a human head.
tie the mouth, tie the mouth.
Not yet. She hasn't changed yet.
No, but when it happens,
Danny, make me a wisdom save.
I'm like patting her on the head, like trying to make
Okay.
with her.
Natural 20.
Oh,
On a natural 20, you manage to take stock of yourself and calmly you can repress this feeling. And you begin to transform back into a person.
Okay, Teely's like thinking.
Ooh.
Teely really thinks that this is because she started stroking her hair, so she's like still going. Like, come on, it's okay.
I'm not loosening the ropes at the moment.
Like, cough it up, cough it up. Stop slapping you on the back.
I'll keep the ropes tight on her and keep her tied up for the moment until the cleric gets here.
I'm just taking like deep breaths, like.
Deep breath. That's it. Deep breath.
On a nat 20, a strange realization comes over you, Danny. You could change into an alligator if you wanted to.
Whenever.
Oh God, John Jr.
Oh God, John Jr. Oh, I look down at my body. Am I completely back again?
You're completely back again, yep. Your clothing's probably slightly ripped from where you've bloated and torn it.
I can get a new one.
Okay, she wasn't in plate.
I looked down at my hands for a second, curiously, and then I just sort of think about them being scaly and a bit bigger.
You transform into an alligator completely.
Oh god!
Okay. Teely jumps away like, what the?
Am I conscious of this?
You have control. You have control.
I'll pull my rapier because I don't know she has control.
I just shake my head since I can't do anything else.
The crocodile looks as though it's thrashing to try and attack things at its side.
Is it still tied up?
Yes.
I'm like, Danny, come. Like, I come and stand in front, like, away from the mouth.
I stare. I stop. And I'm just staring.
At this point, someone comes out of the farmhouse, and you just hear, "Oh God! Get the torches!"
No torches. Like, and I stand in front of Danny.
Danny, can you understand us? Do I take that as a no or yes?
So what are these villagers doing with whatever?
There is panic over at the farmhouse. The barn and the farmhands are in panic.
Teely draws her rapier out and she's just like, I said don't come near.
Danny, you can change back whenever you like.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Oh, great, yeah. I'm changing back.
Now he tells us.
And now I'm stood there with my like rapier like, really? You didn't want to do that sooner?
Yeah. A rapier goes in and says, "Oh, now you want to tell me?"
I was a bit confused about the fact that I could do that. I can turn into an alligator.
At will?
Do I still have that feeling in me?
Yeah. It's almost as if though you've leveled up and taken a level in druidism.
That is a coincidence.
Yes, yeah. I can become a big, scaly croca rooster
What to do?
gator. Yeah.
Wow. Like Teely's now just incredibly impressed.
It's a weird cake tart.
I'll take the ropes off of Danny. And you said the farmhouse was in a all up in arms because of something.
Mm-hmm. They're up in arms because of the shout towards Danny.
Oh, okay.
I was worried for a second. Okay.
Okay, I'll take the ropes off Danny then, and she make sure she's tidy. Don't
Teely
do
sort of
that.
stands in front of Danny.
From the farmhouse, you hear a strange noise.
Oh no. We should go make sure that John didn't.
I don't think you need to go anywhere near the farmhouse.
I think
I don't think John's happy anymore.
All of a sudden, you hear an ear-piercing.
Mary!
And that's where we wrap up the one shot.
Oh my god.
I gotta go and save Sean now.
John! John and Mary!
Screw John and Mary.
My lamb! I will kill John if he attacks my lamb.
Yeah, no one
Yeah, that's it.
Poor Mary. Poor Mary.
Mary gave me cake.
I bought that sheep for the 4th party member.
If they try to touch that sheep, I will put up 2 scaly fists.
Oh, looks like
Alligator on alligator. Go.
I think the command that chat is currently looking for is the.
Let me do this.
There you go. Okay, you got it. You got it. So, why don't we go around and see how you guys feel about that? I mean, we'll go in the opposite order to last time. So this time we'll start with Nilchill. And Nilchill, you got to be pretty happy, right? You didn't end up, like, dead or anything.
Yeah, this is my second character that's survived. Rugrum was the first. Now this one. Yay!
Yeah. Enjoy that one, though?
Yeah, it was superb. I loved it. Loved it. It was great fun. And, and Nairi and Alice, brilliant to game with.
And where can we find you online, Nilchill?
Mainly on Twitter under Nilchill. I'm normally in Twitch and Light Fingery, but I'm not streaming anything. I just tend to watch all the streams that are going on and Yars and Encounter Roleplay. So yeah, I enjoy that really.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I mean, what more could you want? That sounds like an ideal life. I wish I had more time to watch things, to be honest. Yeah, okay. So next up, then, welcome to the show, Nairi.
Thank you.
How did you find it?
It was amazing. I had so much fun. This was shenanigans at its finest. It was great. I loved it.
Fantastic. Go on.
Oh, just as was said earlier, just great people to play with, all of you, and it was really fun.
And where can we find you online?
At Malakatra is my Twitter. I'm very active over there. You can just find me there if you like. I do stream with a bunch of other people on Fridays at Natural Ruckus. That's where we just play our own games and stuff. You can watch that if you like. But yeah, mostly on Twitter. I hang out there a lot.
Fantastic. And can you guys put some links in the chat for us so that we can find you online easily? That'd be really pleasant.
Yeah.
And Alice, who I've got a feeling may have guessed what was happening tonight.
But that's why you don't normally let me in your games, I feel.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Ever since the vampire spot of 2014.
I know what you're doing. I really loved this. It was such, like, even though there was only 3 of us, it was such a good combination. I think we're all very diverse characters and we all worked really well together. It was such a laugh. And I swear to God, Adam, if you've killed my lamb, I'm not cooking dinner for you ever again. Because we're going to have words after this.
At least
Leave
you've
my
owe-
lamb alone.
At least you'll owe me 40 gold.
Yeah.
Hey, John will owe you 40 gold, okay? There's nothing to do with me.
John's dead. Like... yeah, you can find me on Twitter under White Rabbit Pick. I am a photographer by day and I do D&D when I'm not doing that, basically. But yeah, it's been really, really good fun. And I think I'm DMing this Friday.
Yes, you are. Friday at midday, Alice is taking the helm to come and run us through a one-shot.
I am revisiting the horror genre. I've only done one horror before, but I'm going to try again. So.
Very fitting. Your lighting suits the horror genre
I
right
know,
now.
suddenly just the
Yeah. It's like your ambient light knew you wanted to go into horror at the end, and
yes.
really
So
suits.
yes, I will be doing a horror again, and I'm also the DM on Mondays for Necromancer's Wish. But...
Is that midday EST? Or
Yes, midday EST, so that'll be 5 o'clock in the evening for us.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. So, you guys, if you enjoyed that and you want to get involved, here are the links you need. First of all, Discord. That's where we share artwork. We talk about D&D. We answer questions. We let people know about the campaigns we're running and all the other stuff. Twitter. If you want to get into a game, if you want to come and play a one-shot like this one, send me a message on Twitter. Direct message me, and I will get you in a game. I'm currently booking all the way up to July, but I have some spaces in the meantime. So... Rebex, I can't make any promises for or against. Yeah, so send me a DM on Twitter and we'll get you in a game. And YouTube is where you can catch up on all the fun episodes like this one, as I'll be uploading this one shortly after we have finished. Well, actually, 24 hours after because of terms of service, but you know what I mean. I've recently run a Patreon, and we've recently hit our first goal. So thank you all very much for the support. The link's there. If you guys feel like supporting, it's very, very much appreciated as we try and build this channel into something even bigger than it currently is. And also, if you want something to show for your support, there's the merch. We now have t-shirts, including t-shirts for the next D&D Academy. So help yourselves.